Hey everyone, how's it going? Shuffle's back here with another video, and today we are going to do some Straze testing. This is actually Guild Wars from yesterday. Um, he isn't fully awakened, and I might even change his gear, but he does really well in this Guild War, and I thought you guys would probably like to see it. So I'm just going to show you the 3 fights that he was in, and then I'll show you guys the gear, and at the very end I'll talk about how I actually plan on changing the gear and what I plan on doing with him moving forward. So let's just jump right over into the first Guild War fight. Where is it? There you go. So I am just going to jump forward and backward in the VOD. So you'll have to excuse the fast forwarding and whatnot. But here's the first fight. Actually, if we pause it here, um, it's actually kind of nice because I can stop and talk about it in between. The reason that I brought this team was one, obviously shields. You get Sigrid. She's going to deal with the shields. She's going to strip. She's going to push back. Nice showcase with her new buff. And then Straze will have the attack buff and be able to kill the other tanky unit. So basically my thought process here was kill the Crow and the FCC and then try and figure out a way to deal with the Violet. This isn't the safest comp in the world for this, but I do have Symbol of Unity um, on the Strays, and we'll be able to burn into it. So we can ideally strip him over and over again every single turn, and probably be able to get the kill there. Uh, Granted, he's on Dreamblade, so it's still a little bit risky, even though we do have Symbol of Unity. But as you'll see, didn't really matter in the end. So we boost the Sigrid. We're going to use the Sigrid into the FCC, I believe. The S2, just to get the quick kill. Guess I didn't need to pause it because apparently I took my time. um, but yeah, for this build, especially the build he's on now, he's in that 230 speed range. So the Strays does need attack buff in order to kill with his current gear. You can see I do have him on immunity. Anytime now. There we go. So we go into the FCC, do 30k damage. She is on slightly less damage than she used to be, so that's why she didn't pop off for like 40k there. But now she can do her strip. This is a guaranteed strip pushback. It isn't guaranteed on the Violet because he could have evaded there, but luckily we did land it. And then Straze comes in, gets to do his skill 3. Because he's got attack buff, he's going to do 35k on the Crow, and he gets enough splash to also wipe the Violet. So let's move over into the next fight. So we're using him on this first team here. You can see a little bit different comp. We're going to be running with him being the first attacker this time. And because there is a Maid Chloe there, we're going to buff up with this Angelica. He's going to go next. He's going to delete somebody. The one problem with him here, if we stop for just a second, probably should have stopped a second earlier. But can we get this in before we kill somebody? No. But we don't really know who it's going to kill here, right? That could have potentially killed the Maid Chloe. That's the one kind of problem with him is we don't really know. But we already have attack buff here. It doesn't really matter. He gets the kill. C-Dum's easily going to get the next kill. We're going to do it into the Robbie here because the Maid can't do anything because um, we have the Singelica buff. I just went S1 here. We could have gone with the S2 to strip, especially since it was guaranteed, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to get the easy team up, and then she's going to go again and just finish it off. So first 2, very easy comps, and then finally on to the last one. If we can find it real quick. Whoa. Alright, this one's already started. So Maid buffs first. Same idea, except this time we're running Maid as the attack buff. That'll give us a little bit of sustain in case we need it. Give us the heal and the revive. He goes, destroys the last Rider Crow, doesn't knock the blue Kraut down far enough. And then we get to go into landing. Can I pause this here? So again, this was a weird one because I thought Straze was actually going to kill the blue Kraut. Instead, he killed the Lost Rider Kraut, leaving the blue Kraut alive. Luckily, the blue Kraut didn't drop below 50% and one-shot somebody. Realistically, if he was going to, if he go, he's going to go into Maid there because the Landy's in stealth and the Straze has invincibility, and my Maid happens to have Proof of Valor, so it wouldn't have mattered. But still, you don't really want him to get that skill off. But you can kind of see his damage there. He did about, whatever, 60, or sorry, 35% on the Crow, but he did do a huge amount of damage on the Spectre. And now we have attack buff for the landing. She's going to easily kill the Spectre. And then we're going to have no problems cleaning him up. We can actually use our strip here, and it can't be resisted. That gets rid of the defense buff. Does some decent damage as well. And then Landy can finish him off. So let's move over. Actually, wait. Hold on. Holy Sacrifice. So we get to do skill 3. As you see here, Proof of Valor. She was never dying, regardless. And then now we can finish him off. But you can see 3 really easy Guild War comps. He kind of makes Guild War easy mode against most of these normal teams. Let's jump over into his stats really quick. If I can find it. There we go. I'll pause the video here, and we can just kind of talk about it. So, to excuse the dark screen there, it's kind of frustrating doing it like this because I can't just stop it without pulling up the game. Doing this all in one shot means I can keep this video short. But there's his stats. He's got 3,400 attack, just shy of 300 crit damage. He would be over 300 crit damage if he was max awakened. He gets 10 crit damage with his last awakening. He is on speed immunity. He doesn't have to be on immunity. I just got 2 really good immunity pieces that I wanted to use, and I do kind of like him on immunity when I run him with Sigrid, because Sigrid can get countered by like a degen RB or something, and then Strays could potentially get pushed back. Stuff like that you don't really want to risk. So I kind of want him on immunity, but at the same time I might end up having to take it off. He also has a little bit of girth there. He's up to 11k HP. I like that on him a lot, but that being said, if he doesn't have attack buff at this build, he's not going to kill anything. The basic calculation seems to be, in terms of his ignore defense, he starts off by ignoring 30% of defense, which isn't very much. He's not going to kill anything with that. And then at every 30% after that, you need to have 1,000 more attack, if that makes sense. So if they have 1,000 attack and you have 2,000 attack, you're going to ignore wait, it can't be 1,000 more. That doesn't make sense. Oh no, it does. 1,000 more is 30%. Sorry. So 1,000 more is 30%. So if you have 2,000 and they have 1,000, you're going to ignore 60%. If you have 3,000, they have 1,000, you're going to ignore 90%. And then you would need 2,333 more attack than the enemy to ignore 100% of defense. So most people don't have 1,000 defense. Like the tankiest unit isn't going to be a squishy unit. So you're going to run into somebody like an FCC who's going to have like 1,500. So you need 2,300 more than that. So you're going to be in that 38, 3,900 attack mode if you want to. So probably 4k to be safe. You're going to need about 4k attack to ignore 100% defense on an FCC if you don't have attack buff. So I'm going to try and get him there. The question is whether or not I can get him there with immunity still. It's going to be tricky, especially in that 230 speed range because I want him speed tuned with my Sigrid. But if you can get him to the 4k attack mark with whatever speed you need and you can get immunity, then that's a bonus. He doesn't really need Symbol of Unity in terms of artifact. he can run Symbol of Unity, and it's nice, but because it's got high base attack, but you could also run, like, depending on how you're going to build him, you could potentially run Scythe if you're trying to build him Bruiser. You could run Draco Plate to try and keep him alive. You could run this. You could even run Creation and Destruction if you want to try and get really fancy, or you could just run Portrait. So those are kind of your choices. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section down below. I will give you guys an RTA showcase once he is fully awakened and I decide on his gear. But for now, that's going to be it for today. Also, don't forget the tier list is coming up in the next few days. I just wanted to wait for these buffs to go live and kind of get to play with some of the new units before the buffs went live, before I did the new tier list. So that'll be up soon as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye for now, guys.